In the fast-paced world of IT, it's easy to get caught up in the tech. But behind every screen, system, and innovation, there are people. And it's people who inspire us to do what we do. Making it personal is about you. Supporting the real reason you're exploring new possibilities and connecting you with our solutions and specialists who help bring those possibilities to life. Using insights from our vast partnerships across more than 100 countries, thousands of engagements, and millions of transactions, we deliver what you need so you can focus on what's important. Think of us as the how to your why. A team and the technologies you can rely on to get the job done every time. All to help you stay ahead, seize market opportunities, and grow your business without sacrificing what matters most. Because whether we're driving innovation or helping you drive home early, we're making IT personal. In the fast-paced world of IT, it's easy to get caught up in the tech. But behind every screen, system, and innovation, there are people. And it's people who inspire us to do what we do. Making it personal is about you. Supporting the real reason you're exploring new possibilities and connecting you with our solutions and specialists who help bring those possibilities to life. Using insights from our vast partnerships across more than 100 countries, thousands of engagements, and millions of transactions, we deliver what you need so you can focus on what's important. Think of us as the how to your why. A team and the technologies you can rely on to get the job done every time. All to help you stay ahead, seize market opportunities, and grow your business without sacrificing what matters most. Because whether we're driving innovation or helping you drive home early, we're making IT personal. In the fast-paced world of IT, it's easy to get caught up in the tech. But behind every screen, system, and innovation, there are people. And it's people who inspire us to do what we do. Making it personal is about you. Supporting the real reason you're exploring new possibilities and connecting you with our solutions and specialists who help bring those possibilities to life. Using insights from our vast partnerships across more than 100 countries, thousands of engagements, and millions of transactions, we deliver what you need so you can focus on what's important. Think of us as the how to your why. A team and the technologies you can rely on to get the job done every time. All to help you stay ahead, seize market opportunities, and grow your business without sacrificing what matters most. Because whether we're driving innovation or helping you drive home early, we're making IT personal.
Thank you, Dhwani. Uh, yes, Karan, if you can please share your presentation. Perfect. Thank you. So, welcome everyone. We are thrilled to have you join us today for an exciting session on turning AI opportunities into wins. My name is Ritika, and I'm excited to be your host and guide you through this session. Wait, did I say host? Oops, I meant co host, because great sessions are never a solo act. So, without further ado, let me introduce you to someone who brings just as much passion and insight to the table, my fantastic co-host, Nex. Nex, take it away.
Thanks, Ritika. Hi, everyone. It's fantastic to have you with us today. At Tech Data, we're committed to helping partners of all sizes unlock growth across the industries you serve. We simplify complexity, open doors to opportunity, and act as your trusted advisor every step of the way. We do this by living 5 core values: smart, innovative, dependable, empathetic, and human. These aren't just buzzwords, they're the foundation of how we make IT personal and build lasting partnerships for long-term success. Now, let's take a quick look at what's ahead in today's session. First up is Rajesh Kelvakar, who leads business development at our Regional Tech Center of Excellence. With over 20 years of experience, Rajesh will explore why AI matters, the challenges we face, and how to bridge gaps in the AI sales process. Following Rajesh, we'll hear from Karan Balchandani, Senior Manager of our Tech Center of Excellence for Asia Pacific and Japan. Karan will walk you through how Tech Data's solution capabilities can help you go to market faster and scale your business with confidence. Before we begin, a quick heads up. We'll wrap up with a live Q&A, so feel free to drop your questions into the Q&A box throughout the session. Ritika will be joining us again for that segment, and we're looking forward to hearing from you. Also, if you'd like to enable transcription, just click on the More option in the top menu and select Show Transcript or Start Transcription. With that, let's dive into today's topic and unlock new opportunities for growth and success. Rajesh, over to you.
Hey, thanks a lot. Really appreciate. So look forward to having a great session today. A very, very warm welcome to everyone. And I really do wish, next time it's my AI avatar which will be presenting while I'll sit in a corner and watch how I'm presenting as an avatar. But having said that, today I am there live in front of you. So let's dive into turning AI opportunities into wins. So let's look at the first thing, which is the agenda. What are the different things that we are planning to cover between me and Karan? We'll talk about why AI matters, what are the challenges faced by partners based on our interactions with them on a regular basis, and how do we bridge the gap. Then we will also talk about the framework to identify AI opportunities based on our global framework that we offer, and some of the key objections and how to handle these objections. After that, I will definitely hand it over to Karan to take you through the vendor AI portfolio showcase that we have, because this is something which you will require to be able to spawn out complete end-to-end solutions to your customers. And then, of course, Tech Data value offerings in terms of how we are essentially supporting our partners through their AI journey. So next, let's see what are the things why AI matters. So for this, the first slide is essentially talking about, what the market, what does IDC, what does Canalys, and all these market analysts are able to see in AI. And this is something you would have probably seen in a lot of places also, similar ones. I mean, talking about a huge market, you're talking about huge amount of savings, huge amount of spending, which is expected to happen over the next few years, the phenomenal growth which is expected in this segment, and a lot of PC shipments, which are, 60% of them would be AI capable by 2027. Nothing very different from what you would be hearing from the different seminars or workshops that you would have been attending. But the most important thing is organizations are leveraging on AI for basically driving business outcomes. This is the most important part, driving business outcomes. And let us see how that happens. So next, let us have a look at why AI matters and an overview of the entire industry. So globally, the AI growth reminds us of, the way the mobile growth happened. I mean, a lot of you, I don't know how many of you would probably have seen in a movie or actually seen the Motorola brick. That is where it ruled the roost for almost 15, 20 years. And then came Nokia. Nokia came up with some interesting models, the smaller models and other things. Then, of course, came your BlackBerry. Then came iPhone. Then came Strawberry. Then came blueberry. Did those come? Oh, sorry, I was referring to my snack. Yeah, sorry about that. So, but the important thing to see here is the business cycles are shrinking. Something which would continue for a period of 20 years, the business cycles are very much shrinking. And that is exactly what you see in the AI space as well. There are new models which keep on coming up, to which the people are able to take the maximum advantage to be able to have and drive innovations. Now, a lot of people would have actually remembered, I mean, how has the market evolved? Roughly about, let's say 15 years back, which were the big companies? We had Ford, we had Coca-Cola, we had Barbie, we had Walmart. These are the companies which would have the highest brand value. Now it's Apple, it is Google, it is Amazon, it is Microsoft. So these are the companies, and you will notice each one of these companies is investing very heavily in AI. And that is where AI equity investments are keeping on growing. But the AI investment is not simply for your automation of your business process. Remember the IT time when we used to have ERP systems, we used to have banking and financial systems. The important part was not automation of the existing process, but discovering new ways. Can we reimagine? Can we reinvent processes? Now, everybody has heard of Cloud Kitchen, I'm sure. But how many of you have heard ghost truck? Okay, what is a ghost truck? A ghost truck is simply something similar to a cloud kitchen, but it is mobile. Now, all these different business models are coming up only because they can be supported through AI. There is demand sensing, there is optimization of transportation, optimization of logistics. All these AI parts come together to be able to invent some new business process, reimagine some new business process. And finally, what does that mean? That means that there will be startups who are going to take advantage of what is going to happen. They will look at small language models, they will look at large language models, etc., to be able to innovate and do new things. Okay. So next, let's see why AI. Why AI now? The interesting part over here when we say why AI now is, of course, you would have heard, so many new LLMs coming in. There was Grok, which came up with their Grok 4. But interestingly, what has happened is immediately after that, Kimi K2 came up with a better model and which is already open sourced. So now look at the kind of choice which is available with all of us. Okay. Beyond that, of course, we have seen the coding requirements have drastically improved. I mean, or dropped rather, I would say. AI is being used for doing coding. And that is also driving a lot of governments and large corporations to show interest in AI. The important thing is, if you see, there is also explosion of data, explosion of computing power, better GPUs, better CPUs, more storage, and even at a better cost. When we look at data which is coming in, it is coming from your databases, it is coming from your images, text, PDF documents, IoT devices, social media, and so many things. Now, I'll talk about some of my previous experiences also. For example, there was an oil and gas company. They are using AI essentially to get data from almost 17,000 sensors. They have roughly about 380 oil rigs. 17,000 sensors are spewing information every minute. And this is being processed by AI to be able to do prediction in terms of whether the machine is going to fail or not. So this is the kind of power which is possible to have and to be able to use for processing AI right now. And of course, like we say that there is a everyday impact in terms of different use cases where essentially it can be applied. And a most important part of it is hyper personalization. The more the amount of data which is available, the better it is to be able to understand it's not going to be generic offers. It is going to be highly personalized offers. Okay. So next, let's see why, with regards to what are the challenges which are essentially faced by our partners, and how do we bridge the gap? And first and foremost, of course, what are the pain points? So the most important one which we can see is firstly, low awareness in terms of AI. Now, how do we increase this awareness is by providing industry specific examples. Now, this is where Tech Data comes in. We have a collection of use cases, and we have our COE team, we have our in-country team, which is able to help out specifically with regards to providing help to our partners to work out on the different industry specific examples. The second one is ROI. Now, you remember the use case I talked about on oil and gas. Now, the point is the reason why the customers are interested, that even if one anomaly happens in 10,000 incidents, it is a very huge penalty which is applied to them because of the rig not working. So the ROI is immense, which basically justifies the kind of cost that they need to invest in AI. Next is, of course, I talked about cost, immediately cost has come in. But it is not necessary that all AI projects be very costly. We can start small. We can create small packages together with you. So Tech Data can help and work together with you to be able to create packets specifically for those customers who have a bit of a reluctance and want to try out AI first. Next, of course, skill gap. I mean, do I require a data scientist or something like that? Not really. We need to look at partners who have maybe data analysts, somebody whom we can train. And for that, Tech Data is available. Even vendor-led trainings are available to be able to do that. Managed services are available to be able to do the first use case, second use case, and then essentially hand it over so that they can take it on themselves. Next comes the ethics part of it. I mean, are jobs going to go? Well, I remember, like I said, the computer revolution, or even the industrial revolutions. It said everybody is going to lose the jobs. Well, that's not the case. Basically, the jobs have just transformed in one form to another. And that is exactly what we are going to see in AI as well. So we need to always focus on trying to show AI as a human assist to be able to ensure transparency, to be able to ensure better compliance, and to be able to help out on those aspects. And finally, of course, vendor overload. There are so many vendors. There are so many people. How do I choose the best solution? That's where you would be required to be a trusted advisor with the backing from Tech Data, where we will be able to support in all these things. And that is something what Karan will be able to cover in a short while. Okay, next. So how do we win with AI? I mean, if you look at the complexity, there are so many complex terms which have come up since the time we started understanding AI post-COVID, let's say. So we have AI, then came the deep learning, then came the generative AI, then came the agentic AI, then came the RAG, then came the A2A, then came the MCP, there is CDP, and God knows what is going to happen. So we should never be stuck in AI concept. These are technical concepts. The important thing is to focus on the outcome. What is the outcome the customer is expecting? What are the pain points that we are essentially going to address? And the data readiness from the customer. So there will be different stages, which I will be talking about shortly, but data readiness is another important part. So next, as we see, from an opportunity perspective, there are opportunities available in every market, in every vertical, or even every horizontal, if I may say that. So there will be opportunities in terms of increasing revenue, reducing cost, risk and compliance, efficiency, productivity, multiple things. We just need to be able to sit together to be able to identify what exactly it is that we would like to do. Okay. And then finally, of course, in terms of the simplification of the AI story is the most important part. We understand what is the pain point. We try to anticipate how we can basically solve it using AI, and then essentially highlight how this entire technology stack will come into place. Next. So then the discovery framework, how to identify AI opportunities. So now if we typically look at a customer, there are customers who are not ready. They say, we don't know, our data is not ready or something like that. The second type of customers would be those who are just about ready in terms of data. And the third type of customers would be those who are quite AI ready. But the what I would like to point out is that we have an opportunity to take somebody from a not ready to data ready to AI ready. So let's say what happens if the particular end customer is not ready. In that case, the opportunity lies in terms of the data warehouse, lake house, or data mart, which we need to start putting together so that they have the vision. So the moonshot is definitely AI, but the readiness in terms of data, that is what we can help them in terms of being able to do that together. Next, once the data is ready, now how do we essentially ensure, how do we build the ETL pipelines? How do we clean the data up? How do we make the data AI ready? And what are the kind of BI dashboards that need to be built up to be able to get the visualization, and then where it can then essentially lead to AI. And the third is, of course, AI ready, where we already have the labeled data sets now, real-time data pipelines which are available, all ready to go from your predictive analytics to generative AI, and then basically go on to agentic AI. To give you an example, basically, let us essentially look at use case of a mining company. There was a mining company was associated with. They started with predictive AI first. So essentially, they wanted to find out the risk score. They wanted to be able to see the remaining useful life of the equipment, or what is the propensity of this particular machine to be able to fail. Predictive maintenance. Once they got the score, what they started looking at was how generative AI can create the explanation for the user to be able to understand it better. So the risk score is, let's say, 90 or something like that. But how does that 90 come from? The model has to be explained, right? So that explanation is what the generative AI is basically providing. So the generative AI is essentially providing explanation saying that this is what is happening. These are the different factors which are contributing to this, which is the reason why this risk score is so high. It can also provide an explanation in terms of what was the history, what had happened in the past, and some recommendation in terms of what are the actions the particular person has to take. And then if we add more things on top of it, like smart glasses and other things, the possibilities are immense. You just start somewhere small, start with the data, get it cleaned, build the pipelines, go into basic AI, then go into advanced AI. And these are the steps that essentially can be taken. Okay. Can we go next? So in terms of unlocking the AI opportunities, so what is the kind of framework that is essentially required? So first is, of course, the discovery part of things. The second part will definitely be analysis. Third part will be focus. And then finally, how do we scale it up? Like I was just mentioning, you start small, go to the next step. So the first step is always understanding the business goals. Everything starts with the pain points. Understand what they are trying to achieve. Where are they? And is it a pain point which is solvable using AI? So once these pain points are, then can we match an AI use case to be able to solve this particular challenge? Is the data available? Do we need to make it ready? Is it structured? It is unstructured? In what way it is available? Where do we need to pick it up from? Those are all the things which can essentially be done by, let's say, a 1.5 or 2 day workshop, discovery workshop. Once that is done, then we deep a deep dive analysis, check the feasibility, try to see whether the customer has the budget to be able to implement this, because the expectation may be too high, but the budget and the resources that are required to be put in may be too high. So we need to be able to think creatively and see what are the different options which are available to us to be able to either match the budget, match the timelines, and ensure readiness. And this is the next important point, which is prioritize for quick wins. When I was talking about that previous mining use case, there were over 4 to 5 use cases we were discussing. But essentially, we prioritize the one which was giving us the maximum ROI. And that is what is the highest impact, the one which focuses on low risk, which can be implemented easily, and something which they can see to be working to be able to move to the next step. This reminds me of a banking use case where we had worked on. The particular customer started with a very small risk management use case. Then they said, oh, this looks very interesting. We are getting good results. Can we improve the quality of the data which we are getting in? So then they implemented document AI to be able to improve that part. So document AI started bringing in more better quality of data. Then they said, okay, document is coming good. Can we make the lead generation better? So they created one more model for lead generation. Once that model created, they said created another model. So which channel do I talk to the customer from? So we talked about 4 models. Then as we look at the downstream part of it, then okay, the risk score is there. Can we create a recommendation engine for the customer to recommend a product? Can we do cross-selling? Now cross-selling, so roughly everybody started taking loans, started defaulting. Can we create a model for checking default? So one thing led to another, and just one business process, which is mortgage, has 10 models which are running. They started with one, moved to 10 models. Now I'm not even covering deposits. I'm not even covering investment. I'm not even covering anti-money laundering, the most famous one. Anti-money laundering, which is still in a lot of banks, is still being done manually. They use a rule-based engine rather than by using AI. So these are all the different opportunities which are possible. We just need to start small and we can expand. And that is where we talk about scaling it up. Not only that, you do a project, it will lead to more requirements in terms of compute, in terms of storage, in terms of security, in terms of networking. So one thing leading to another. But the way we see it, the way we looked at the ERP times, ERP used to lead to all these other sales. We definitely see AI is the core engine which is going to lead to expansion in terms of the way what we can propose to different end customers. Okay, can we go next? Okay, so top 5 objection handlings. Do we want to do the survey now or shall I take it up first? Okay. So we have definitely talked about these earlier, when we talked about risks and outcomes and other things. So high cost concerns, lack of expertise, data and privacy risk, data inaccuracy and bias, and complex integration. Karan, you can show all of them. It's okay. Yeah. So in order to be able to handle high cost concerns, we talked about being able to look at specific use cases, start with small pilot projects. Lack of AI expertise. We start by telling them, okay, why don't we do a small POC, show you the benefit. Partner with AI vendors to leverage their external expertise. That is something which we can definitely do. And adapt low code, no code platform, because this is where the ROI can be quick because things can be implemented very fast. You don't need a 9 months to be able to deploy one AI project. It can be done in 2 weeks. Okay. Data privacy, of course, data management techniques, federated learning. The data does not have to go to the model. The model can come to the data. The data learning can be obtained over there, and then the entire learning can be consolidated together. Synthetic data wherever possible, wherever there is a concern on privacy, data inaccuracy and risk, governance and transparency need to be prioritized. This is very, very critical. And always we need to verify the model. We've talked about hallucinations. There could be wrong answers. So how do we ensure that we verify the model output? There are a lot of AI vendors which are able to offer explainable AI. They have inbuilt features which are able to give you the performance and everything, including the explanation. So this is something which we need to optimize on. And in terms of complex integrations, of course, we can use pre-built connectors. But the important thing we need to also see, there are always new terminologies which are coming in. I don't know how many of you know, but you would have heard of ETL. But how many of you have heard about ETTTELHTD? Crazy, isn't it? Now, what it essentially means is extract, tiny transform at edge, load, heavy transform at destination. So even ETL is changing with, as AI progresses, these things are bound to change. We have heard about Jack Dorsey of Twitter. He's basically investing in a Bluetooth BLE messaging kind of a thing. So there are going to be different channels to be able to connect to customers. We don't know the way things are going to happen. So don't be surprised somewhere in the past, your refrigerator is going to send you a message saying that I'm feeling a bit unwell in the compressor. Can I call the service person? So these are very, very interesting things which are bound to happen. We need to look at the way things are moving. We need to be on top of technology. And how do we do that? That is something which Karan will help you to talk about. Over to you, Karan.
Sure. Thank you, Rajesh. Hope I am audible. Hi everyone. My name is Karan, and we'll take the last two sections, which is the vendor-wise portfolio and how tech data can help with the value or offerings that they have. Right. So let's take a quick look at some of the key players in the AI ecosystem that tech data is signed up with, and how they differentiate themselves in terms of capabilities and ideal applications. Right. So yeah, here you could see some of them already been populated, where we are talking about, say, vendors like OpenText, right, where the focus is say on solutions like intelligent document processing, right, where OpenText is ideal for automating claim processing or streamlining the KYC process and other document heavy workflows, right? So that can be the ideal use cases for these kind of solutions. Then we have got IBM watsonx. IBM watsonx platform brings together the foundation model with a robust government and model governance and model ops, right? So anything where you need more governance, you need more audits, right? It's well suited for that kind of an enterprise grade application. So ideal use cases could be around, say, HR automation, or it could be customer support. Again, this can also be used for intelligent document processing, because some of the use cases are common across vendors. So use cases like intelligent document processing could be done with any of these models, and of course the orchestration part of it, which helps them automate a lot of solutions, right? Then we have got NVIDIA. Now, NVIDIA is a backbone for the AI infrastructure, where it provides you the GPU accelerations and the AI factory solutions, right? So we have NVIDIA as our vendor, where uh, we have a go-to for Gen AI or imaging or large language model deployments. We depend on NVIDIA to provide us that infra support. Then we have the SaaSfire. So SaaSfire offers advanced analytics with, say, their main feature is to have a low code interface, making it accessible for regulated industries, right? And it's widely adopted in certain industries like BFSI, healthcare, manufacturing, and wherever there is a very heavy environment or heavy requirement of compliances, right? So there, SaaSfire fits in very well. Then we have got H2O.ai. It is known for its auto ML capabilities, right? Where H2O is a great fit for a lot of organizations who are looking for accelerated predictive modeling or a Gen AI experimentation, where it could provide you with the speed, the flexibility to come up with the end results, right? And then we have Cloudera. So Cloudera shines in specifically in a very hybrid data environment kind of solutions, where it has to offer, say, secure and scalable data pipelines, and it is again very particularly strong in a lot of BFSI use cases, where there is a need of data lake and real-time operational analytics, right? So this is where it gives the benefit to the customers, where it can play with a large or a big data environments. And then, of course, last but not the least, we have got Microsoft Azure, where it brings the cloud capabilities of scalability in AI services. It integrates into your enterprise environment. So if you're already the customers are already using, say, enterprise environment of Microsoft, so it gets very easily integrated with it. And it is very particularly effective in case of chatbot developments or personalized use cases, right? So these are some of the examples. It's not limited to the ideal use case environment. It could be used for much more bigger environments. The only point is, these are some of the suggested or ideal use cases that we are looking into, right? So each of these vendors, it brings a very unique strength to the table. The key is aligning their capabilities with your specific business needs and the industry requirements to maximize this impact, right? So based on that, we can pick and choose from different solutions, right? Now let's look into the ecosystem that Tech Data has to provide, right? So in the earlier slide, we were talking about vendors that we have signed up with and we provide as a solution. But you really need to have everything in one place, right? It is like you have the musical instruments, but to play a symphony, you need to have everyone in sync, right? So this is where the ecosystem comes in. So it is today it is very imperative to know that to have a AI solution, it's not just about choosing the right vendor or choosing the right tool or the solution, right? It is also about having the right ecosystem, because otherwise it will fail in if it is not having the right ecosystem or the supportive system it requires to do the end results, right? So if you see here on this slide, we are helping the partners and the customers to tap into a broader and expanding AI ecosystem, right? So if you look at it, there are different layers on the left, and we have mentioned certain vendors on the right, where partners can use these solutions to deliver a very comprehensive AI solutions, which can be tailored to the needs of the end customers to deliver that end-to-end value, right? So it could be few pick and choose from this, or it could be multiple solutions, right? If there's a customer who wants to deploy it on premise, we can go with the infra support solutions. If they want to move to cloud or want to have a hybrid environment, we can have a mix of them. We can have the AI ML software developer platforms. We could have the accelerators in place, so it could really work as a single solution with multiple vendors, right? So that's the focus. Our idea is to define the right criterias and right solution for you, right? So say for example there is a customer who requires a data platform, right? Now it requires a platform which is secure, which is scalable, and it should be able to manage the high velocity or amount of data management that we have, right? Which is very critical for AI readiness. So we have different options available with us. We could provide you with those options, see which solution fits which vendor fits the solution, and based on that we can move to the right direction. Right. This will show an entire stack of technology that we have. This may seem too much on the slide, but we wanted to just keep it simple and showcase that there are different offerings or different solutions from each vendor that could work together, right? So if you look at it, it's again a layered view of AI technology stack that supports the end-to-end analytics and machine learning workflow, right? So the goal here is to showcase that how different technologies can come together to enable that scalable, secure environment which can be deployed across industries, right? So if you look at it from the layer by layer breakdown, the bottommost layer is having the vendors that we have. Right now, again, these vendors are not limited to it. You could see there are few more vendors, so they could depend on country to country, right? Certain countries may have more vendors as well for us. So if you look at it from the supporting analytical life cycle, you could see there is security and governance. So we have solutions from Cloudera SDX or Azure AD, and of course IBM Watson X governance to have the security and governance in place. From the infrastructure point of view, we do provide support with OpenShift and NVIDIA GDX. For visualization, we have the Power BI tool and the SAS Visual Analytics to have the complete life cycle. Then, if we move to the upper section, we have four boxes. I'll start from the right topmost, which is data storage, right? So data storage again, as I said, we have different platforms available. We have watsonx.data, we have Microsoft Fabric, and of course we have the Cloudera Data Lakehouse to ensure the scalability and secure storage, which could support both. It could support structured as well as unstructured data, right? Then we have data management. So for data management, this layers support tools like Cloudera Data Flow, it could be your Azure Data Factory, right? SaaS data management, which are very critical for orchestrating and transforming all the data pipelines, right? So again, we have plenty of options available with us. It could mix and match with the right solution, right? Then we have analytics and BI. This is more to do with powerful visualizations and business intelligence capabilities that again could be done through SaaS and Microsoft products. And then we have the AI and machine learning. Now, AI and machine learning, if you see, there are a lot of options available with us. There is WatsonX.ai, there is Cloudera Gen AI solution, which are more, say, advanced model development and deployment. For machine learning per se, we have Dataiku, H2O, Driverless.ai. We have Azure ML flexibilities of data scientists, right? So there are options available which could help the data scientists, the developers to build and operate on these models, right? And lastly, on the right, you'll see there is automation. So again, it is the whole portfolio that we carry. So you could see, or there are a lot of automation tools such as IBM Turbonomics, Instana, Cloud Aptio, right? And HCL workload automation. These are the tools which helps to optimize not only just the performance or the cost, but also making sure that the resources are rightly allocated. We have the across environment management. So if there is a customer who has hybrid environment or multiple infra plus cloud setup, and they want to look at automation, we have certain tools to help them go through this as well, right? So this is more or less what we have. It's okay to just understand it for now, what options we have. If you want to know more about each of these, you could reach back to us and our team could help to see which can fit the bill or which can fit the customer requirement, right? Now let's move to the last section, which is the value proposition stuff, right? So here we really wanted to showcase you what we have to offer, right? So the first thing is about the one solution team, right? When we say one solution team, means we are providing you with the people, the experts, the tools, the process, okay, to build a solution or offering for your customers, right? So if you start from the left, you could see there is building a practice, right? Now, how do you build a practice? By first doing your internal enablements, right? So you want to get your team trained, be it sales or pre-sales, we're there to help you. You want to execute certain webinars or events for your customers, we're there to help you do that execution piece as well, right? And then comes the online learning portals, right? Uh, your team is not available, they are busy, they don't have the schedule to come and attend the sessions that we are running. We have created an online portal which is a self-paced learning module portal that is there for the partners. It is completely value add service to you. There is no charge for it. You just have to scan that QR code, go to the page, register yourself, and get access to a lot of learning materials. These learning materials are from say courses like foundational level trainings up to product level trainings, right? Which is vendor specific as well. So we have covered everything from vendor agnostic to vendor specific training for technical people, pre-sales, sales, marketing. Every role has a option to go and do the learning on the portal. Then we have got the technical support, right? So you can access or you can reach out to the team of experts who can help you with consulting, designing the solution, understanding the customer requirement, showcasing demos, and executing POCs for you. Right. So there are a lot of demos available with us. There is a COE demo catalog QR code that you could see. You can simply scan that. It'll open a Microsoft form. Just go over there and put up a request, right? Once you put up a request, we'll get the information and we can run a demo for you. A demo can be showcased. It's a live demo. It's not a recorded session. It's purely a live demo that we could run it for the partner team or we could also do it for the end customers. So if you want to see before running it with your customer, you could still go ahead and request the demo. There are no commitments or no ask before showcasing a demo. You request a demo, you are a Tech Data partner, you will receive a free demo of the solutions that we have. Currently, in total, we have 100 demos, but for data AI analytics, we have some 70 demos available with us. Rest are for security, cloud, and hybrid infrastructure. But yeah, there is a long list of solutions which covers which covers your industry specific or functional specific use cases, right? So you want to showcase a use case for healthcare, BFSI, finance, HR, procurement, sales. We have the certain use cases with us under demo catalog, right? And of course, the tech team is available. That's the common email ID. You can write an email to us, and we'll be more than happy to help you or involve in any of the sales cycle. It could be at the very beginning of connecting with the customer and doing data gathering and assessment for them, or designing a solution, or helping you execute the demo POCs, right? So this slide highlights how Tech Data is simplifying AI sales by offering certain use cases, certain sales kits, right, that could help you deliver the end results, right? So the first one is on value-based selling, right? So we have certain sales kit which covers how to pitch to different personas, how to understand the value-based selling on ROI, automation, risk reductions, right? We have also created a lot of complementary solutions, right? Then comes objection handling and FAQs, and the last one would be how to leverage the tech COE team, where you could involve us to help you deliver the end results for the customers, right? So under value-based selling, what we have here is we have industry use case snapshots, we have different options of pitching to different personas, and the value-based selling options here. So if you look at the leftmost section, you can only see three, which is BFSI, healthcare, and retail, but there are much more. This is just a snapshot of what we have as a document, right? In the last, there is a request form. If you go to that thing, or use the QR code, which I'll again re-showcase it to you, you will find a list of use cases that could be part of these demo catalogs, right? The second one, as I told you about, is um, aggregated solutions that we have, right? Now we have seen the vendors, we have seen which vendor has ideal solutions, or what options are under each vendor we have. We could also do a aggregation of these vendors to provide you the end results, right? Now again, these are not limited to just three or four. These are just the sample examples of what we could do. There are much more permutations and combinations that we can come up with, right? So rather than selling an isolated product, we are bundling complementary technologies to deliver the outcome driven solutions, right? And the idea is that we create these multi aggregated or multiple aggregated solutions, is to make sure that each is designed to solve these specific business challenges with the technology stack that we have, right? So due to time constraint, I'll not go into each of these and explain, but you could see we have given this information. I will be also sharing you the recording of the slides, so you can go through it. There is an option of having Cloudera plus SaaS, or having IBM plus NVIDIA as a solution, right? So these bundles are the combinations where you could design or assist the end customers in understanding how though their needs could be achieved through this, or how it can reduce the entire uh, say measurable results for them, right? So it will help them define what use case they need, what are the pain points, and then how it can address them, right? So we have also provided you certain sales hooks and ideal scenarios, so that it becomes easy for you to pick and choose, and then showcase it to the customer, right? Now they may like it, they may not like it, and they may ask to replace certain things. They may say, okay, SAS and Azure is a good solution, but I may need to do SAS plus AWS, which is still fine with us, right? Because the solution remains the same, it's just the vendor replacement happens. So these are some of the aggregated solutions that we have, but not limited to, right? And then of course we help you with certain cheat sheets, objection handling. Rajesh has already covered this in his previous slides as well, right? This is the last slide where we talk about how do we simplify the complexity for our partners, right, which is you. So we what we do is we cover or we connect you at 3 steps. First is enable, right? So we have our own self-paced learning portal. So I would request everyone to just scan this QR code and then go and see how the portal looks and go and register themselves, right? For self-paced learning. The second is accessing all the demo environment that we have. So we have got Copilot Cloud Lab. We also have COE demo catalogs. We are also coming up with Microsoft Fabric labs as well, right? So you'll see a lot of options are available for you to just go and request a demo, and we can create that environment and give it to you, right? Of course, it comes with certain timelines because all the demo catalogs we have are resource intensive. So if you put up a request today, we may not be immediately be able to show you in the same day. You have to give us say 5 to 7 working days to bring that environment up, do the testing, and then showcase you the live demo, because it's not a, as I said, it's not a recording. If it would have been recording, we could just give you the recording post the request, right? But we actually recreate the environment so that you can do the hands-on and live testing on it. And of course, the third is on engaging with the customers. So whenever you need help, your team needs support, look at us as an extended team or an extended arm, and we could help you deliver that outcome for your customers. Right. And lastly, just follow us on the LinkedIn posts, right? On the LinkedIn pages, we do have all of these monthly webinars and much more information posted there, so you can come to know more about what we are working on. There are a lot of things that we have not even covered in these sessions, which is like AI in a box solutions, which could be again a kind of topic that we could discuss in the upcoming ones, or whenever you want to reach back to us. Right. So with this, I'll stop here and give it back to Ritika so that we could do the Q&As. Thank you.
Thank you, Karan and Rajesh, for those insightful presentations. I am confident our partners now have a clearer understanding of how tech data can support them in their journey. So let's transition to the Q&A section and address the questions we received from our partners. Diving into our first question, how do I identify the right customers or industries that are most ready for AI adoption?
A tough question, actually. But essentially, we need to look at it like, the person selling sandals to the village which had, people have wearing no sandals. So one
Okay.
person comes back and says that, there's no market at all. The other guy says, oh, there's a huge market. So that's exactly the way things are. We basically need to be able to speak to our existing customers, look at the kind of investments that they are doing. And that is something which will be able to drive this. Investments, probably the old fashioned way where we look at, what they have purchased in the past is probably a good indicator in terms of being able to do that. But having said that, to be able to share some success stories where, other customers have succeeded, then identifying those pain points, looking at the solution complexity, to be able to look at what is the kind of revenue and margin we are going to make out of it. I think it's a very important question, right? Because sometimes it could be a strategic customer. The size of the deal may be small, but from a long-term perspective, it can be big. Is it of a strategic importance? Is the customer a key customer? Is it a key market? Or are we going to work on some cutting edge technology? We need to also look at vendor alignment. Do we have the solutions to be able to fulfill the requirement? And of course, finally, customer readiness, which we addressed. Are they data ready? Are they resource ready? So quite a lot of questions. So whenever you have, I would say I would encourage have more interactions with your customers as many times as possible. Understand the way they are thinking so we can address the pain points. You can please come back to us. Our teams in country as well as APJ are very happy to work with you, share with you, and then see what we could essentially do for that customer.
Okay. Thank you, Rajesh. We'll move on to the next one. So someone has mentioned that the new terms for me about the transformation of ETL that you mentioned before, about ETTLD. Can you share more about this concept?
See, basically what it means is there is nowadays endpoint computing is also very, very important. Right. So there is some amount. So it's not the entire processing which happens on the server. There is some amount of processing which is happening on a mobile phone. So for example, let us say it's a fraud detection use case, right? So what you would essentially, what would an insurance company do? They will basically say, why don't we create a mobile app where the customer can load all the claims? Can we do the processing on the mobile app itself? So that is the tiny transform and the tiny processing which is happening out there. Once that happens, the data goes into the system using an ETL or ETTTL, whatever you call it. It gets processed, data is extracted. Then all the other things in terms of the fraud prediction, generative AI to create the explanation, showing it on the dashboard. And once the decision is taken, maybe integration to EML and other things that happen. So it's quite a lot of stuff which is happening. There is a processing which is happening at the edge, as we call it. Edge is because it is at the edge where the customer is interacting for let's say. And then of course there is a processing which is happening at the main processing side as well. So what we call is that at the destination. So this is where let me also get you some more information. I'll be happy to share it across.
Yeah, if I
Sure.
put it simply, I think it's more like getting, if instead of getting the data into a centralized location, we are getting the processes to move near to the data source, do the ETL processing for them, and then make sure that there is no issue in the bandwidth, low latency is maintained, and that's how the whole process works. So it's like, rather than bringing everything at one location, we are bringing the technology to the data source,
Yeah, great point.
or towards the data source. Yeah.
Got it. Okay. Let's move on to our next question. If my competitors also use AI services, how can I leverage AI in a way that truly differentiates my software solutions and gives me an edge?
Okay, very interesting question. But then, you are unique yourself. So the discovery journey that you need to do is something which would be very unique to you. You will have unique selling propositions and other things. So you will need to start looking at how essentially you are offering your services, your solutions to your end customers. So for example, it is something which we also call as customer zero. Customer zero is where our partners also adopt AI, and that is where some amount of our consultancy can also help. So we will be happy. I mean, I can't answer the question without understanding in more detail. But in case you would like to have a separate session with us, me, Karan, and even the country teams are very happy to sit across with you and essentially work out with you the how your offerings can, how we can AI enable your offerings as well.
Okay,
And
got it.
yeah,
Yes,
and
Karan.
just to add to that, uh, I don't want to sound rude, but it's not the car, it's the driver, right? So similarly, it's not the AI service, it's the people who understand the customer problem and try to give them the right solution, right? Because every AI solution is customizable and it is not a plug and play. So the
Yes.
more you understand better your customer and customize it, I think the better end results would be, and the better customer happiness or the customer satisfaction would be.
Okay, that's a nice analogy. Okay, moving on to our next question. How can AI solutions be sold as bundle along with cloud or infra services?
Karan?
Okay. Sure. So, see, as we have showcased, right, that we have different bundling or different aggregations of solution available, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you look at it from a simple example, right, I don't want to name certain vendors, but yeah, we have, say, for example, I could see we could run H2O on a Dell AI server, right? So that could be a bundle solution that we can come up with. We can help you define to run a particular AI solution, what could be the right set of infra, what could be the certified solution, along with not only the infra which covers the GPU and the CPUs, but also the right certified storage along with it, so that the ecosystem is created for the customer to run that solution and get the best results out of it. So there are different permutations and combinations that we have. I think we could discuss more one-on-one when there is a more requirement from the customers.
Yeah, what I like to add to this is we
Mm-hmm.
also have servers which are available with us, and this is something on
Uh,
which solutions can be tested on before. So this creates a better visibility. The question is fantastic. Essentially, it means that we can cut down on the sales cycle. Imagine you work for 2, 3 months, go to the customer, talk to them, talk about the AI use case, only to learn that the total investment which is coming is very, very high. So in terms of total cost of ownership, it will be easy for us to work with bundles to be able to propose something and immediately at the onset itself to be able to understand whether the customer has the appetite and whether the ROI makes sense to them. This
Mm-hmm.
also helps in the implementation, because when you do the implementation, your AI stack is already tested, pre-configured, pre-tested. I'm not saying pre-installed, but pre-configured, pre-tested, which will help you to also smoothen the entire implementation process as well. So this is an approach we could have. There are pluses and minuses when we can use it. We could potentially look at when we are talking to a customer who is just trying to test out something. The case may vary, but let's see. Let's have a more conversation in detail on this. Yeah.
Got it. Thank you both. We've got a few more queries to go. So moving on to the next one. For different AI platforms, does it make any difference on which platform we need to choose?
Well, there will be
Right.
some advantages of some platforms. So it depends on the customer, what the customer currently has. So for example, let's
Mm-hmm.
say we talk to a customer which already has a lake house in place. So their requirement is more on the AI part of it. But there could be a customer which we talked about data ready, not ready. So depending upon that thing, we can basically decide what is the best combination, which Karan basically talked about earlier. Yeah, Karan?
Yes, yes. So it really, again, it depends on, or it differs from customer to customer, right? Someone who is new to this customer who doesn't have anything, I could again give an example of saying having a Cloudera, right? Which could help them from not ready to data ready to AI ready state, right? Where we could use the Cloudera data platforms plus the Cloudera AI Express to create Gen AI solutions for them. But there could be certain different maturity level, there could be a different customer who already have certain things in place and they just are looking at for, say, a very specific use case of, say, anti-money laundering or having a Gen AI based solution. There we could just add up, say, having a different product altogether which is more niche in that particular area. So it really depends on customers.
Got it. So one size does not fit
Fit,
all
yes, yes.
is what we're
Well
going
said.
for.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, moving on to our next question. As a custom software company, if we adopt your AI services, will we still need to do the coding ourselves or will you provide hands-on assistance? And what exactly would your role be in the development process?
Karan, you want to take that?
Sorry, what was the question?
Sure. As a custom software company, if we adopt your AI services, will we still need to do the coding ourselves or will you provide hands-on assistance? And what exactly would your role be in the development process?
Okay, so see, we are here as uh, a team where we could help you reach your AI journey, right, where you want to. If you already have these skill sets to deliver and do the say coding part of it, you can take it up. If you need help, we can either help you do it or do it on your behalf. Okay, so not only just the coding part of it, but also post sales, whatever change management or the managed services are required, it is based on need basis. So if you need an there is a need of it, we will provide you as a service to you, right? So there are different services available. We also do have our services team, separate services team, who does this as an offering. But again, it is not a competition. We are not competing with the partners. We are complementing them, right? So whoever has the skills, they can go ahead and make a full potential use of it. And there are certain different set of partners who want the support. We will be there, but it would be again on a charge basis.
Yeah. So just to add
Okay.
on, I mean, we have the Destination AI framework, which you would have heard about in the last few webinars as well, where we essentially cover awareness, enablement. So enablement is where Karan talked about the digital practice builder. There are hands-on sessions which are available over there. So if you register, you'll be able to get access to a huge amount of training material to be able to do that. You can test out on no-code platforms as well, so that you can see, how what kind of accuracy you're able to get with a machine learning and a no code sort of an environment, what better accuracy you're able to do that. Beyond that, of course, we help on POCs, demos, and workshops, and which is in the support during the sale. And support of the sale, we also help from the implementation perspective. We provide white label services for our partners. We don't go directly to end customers. These are services which are available for partners to be able to do the implementations. So we will be doing hand-holding throughout the entire Destination AI process.
Got it. Okay, thank you. I hope we've answered your query there. We've just got two more questions to go. I know we've gone a little bit over time, so I request all of our partners to just stay on for a few more minutes. Okay, so the next one is by Vinod, who's asking, what is the approximate price point for AI projects?
It can vary, I mean, I'll just talk from my experience. So it
Mhm.
can, but I would definitely say you will need to look at maybe anywhere to start from, let's say, $50,000 onwards. And then depending upon the complexity, that is where the things will go. So this is where I'm talking about being able to make bundles as well and other things. But we can basically see, how that works out.
Yeah, and then we
Mhm.
have a lot of, as I said, AI in a box solutions, right? Which could help you with that price point. And of course, Rajesh is here to give you the maximum discounts that he could from his pockets.
Okay, got it. So yes, please do connect with us, for your requirements, and we will do our best to assist you. Okay, moving on to our last question for today, which is by Roshan. Roshan is asking, doesn't AI make the skilled employees more dependent on machine or software besides relying on their own intelligence or skill? So how is the implementation of AI improving an employee's skill set along with company growth?
Very tough question, but let me
Mhm.
let me talk about, post COVID, there was a small child who went to school and then came back home and then asked, mother asked him, so how was the session? You went to school. So he said, I liked it, but my key question is, how do I mute my teacher? So,
Good
so
one.
the point
Mm.
is, it's a bit difficult to essentially say, whether technology will help or not. But like I said, I talked about the mobile revolution, talked about the IT revolution. We have seen the industrial revolutions. I think everywhere we have seen that it is going to augment. It is that's what we cannot live without our laptops. We cannot live without our mobiles. We cannot live without these things. You know, it is definitely possible. I'm not saying no, but I can't think of going back to the days when I had to go to the bank and the guy had to open the ledger, find the ledger, and write my credit and debit. So I think it is AI is here to stay, and we'll have to adapt ourselves, like they say. There was a saying that whether we adapt to AI or how. And of course, there's always the danger of AI taking over. So, so it's very dangerous. Believe me. Like one of my friends in the
Mhm.
US, he brought a Tesla, and unfortunately, he missed one payment. The Tesla drew itself back to the showroom.
Oh my God.
So I'm
Okay.
just joking, but is it not a possibility? It is a possibility. So we need to think from the
Oh,
positive perspective.
got it. Okay. Thank you. So I'd like to thank all of our partners for their questions today. If you have any more, feel free to reach out to us even after the webinar. You can contact us at coe.apj@techdata.com and we'll be more than happy to assist you. We also kindly ask you to complete the survey shared in the chat. Your feedback is invaluable to us. Let us know what you enjoyed, what was relevant to your business, and how we can improve for future sessions. With that, we conclude today's exclusive virtual event on turning AI opportunities into wins. A big thank you to our key speakers, Rajesh and Karan, for sharing their detailed technology insights with our valued partners. We hope you found the session insightful and are excited about the potential for business growth and profitability in the AI space. We look forward to collaborating with you in the near future. Thank you for joining us today.
Thanks a lot. Appreciate your time.
Sure.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.